let you tell me when to go.
You guys see the presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Ready to go, Mr. Mitchell?
We are ready to go.
Getting close to 300, so our numbers are looking good, although I will say that we're class and sophomore class, so it's up to Miss Hardesty to drum up support. But with that, I'll say good morning.
It's a smaller
juniors.
class, Jay. It's a smaller class.
All right, I'll let that roll. We're at 300. Good morning, sophomores. Mr. Trumbull coming to you from Ithaca High School in a lonely hallway, and I very much wish I was standing outside welcoming you to buses as I normally do under the Ithaca High School signs. There's a couple things I wanted to say to you that I very much feed off your energy, and as we do this in the virtual world, we've never schooled this way before. But I don't want you to feel alone. We're all in this together. We always sign our letters saying, be strong, stay strong. That's us. You're going to hear me say the expression this year a lot of times that this is our school. And I want you to kind of replay that in your head a little bit. This is our school. We've done a lot of work over the summer to engage student voice, and we're going to continue to pick up on student voice and really empower you to say, hey, this is what's great about our school. This is what needs to change in our school. And we're going to set up all kinds of different meetings with students to really focus on those things that we call those 4 core values. Juniors, I want you to hear clearly from your principal that every single one of you will be successful. And in order to help you define what success looks like, we've got 150 adults on campus it's their singular purpose to help you become successful. And recognize that everybody's success looks a little bit differently. We have those things we call the core values of compassion, understanding one another, ownership, really taking ownership of what we do and how we do it, integrity. What does it say about us when we do such things? And tenacity. And each one of you, as I look at your pictures here, is whether you're athletes or scholars, as you consider yourself, or artists, you take what you do very seriously. You bring a lot of integrity, and you bring a lot of focus, you bring a lot of tenacity to the work that you do. We're here to support you online. We're here to support you in person. And as we transition back, it's going to be a little bumpy. Teachers are learning a new classroom management system that they're working through, and I want to say to you, and I'll say to the team as I'm seeing folks here, that we're not perfect. We try to be perfect. We try to be perfect for you, but we are a school. What that means is I'm giving everybody permission to learn. We're going to learn together, and we're going to commit to one another, and we're going to be compassionate with one another, and we're going to integrity and tenacity, and work together to make it a great learning experience for all of you that are on this call and will be with us as juniors all year long. So with that being said, I want to welcome you. I want to say that welcome to our school. I want you to be strong, and I want you to stay strong. With that, I'm going to take it back to Mr. Mitchell, who was your freshman AP a few years back, and you're getting ready to transition, meet some new folks, and be received in warm and loving hands in Miss Hardesty. So with that, I'll say welcome to our school. Let's have a great year, team. Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Mr. Trumbull. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Let me get this screen going. Whoops. Whoa, we don't want that playing. As Mr. Trumbull said, there will be technical issues. As you know me, I'm Mr. Mitchell. I've been your associate principal for the past 2 years. I miss you all. I've seen many of you over the summer and over the months that we're out on the closure. Many of you have been in contact with me via email and text. I just wish I could see you all and give you the high fives and hugs that we normally do. I want to talk with you briefly today about some important things that are going to help everyone to be successful and navigate this new frontier that we're in called virtual learning. Communication is always important, but it's critically important now in the virtual world. And in terms of attendance, I'm just putting up on the screen a reminder. If there's a reason that you have you're sick, doctor's appointment, or some other appointment, please be sure to have you yourself or your parents reach out to our attendance office staff to let them know that you will not be in school, so they can communicate that information to your teachers and the rest of the team that needs to know that. If your last names, again, begins with A through L, that would be Mrs. Howell. And if your last names end with M through Z, that would be Mrs. Kane. Be sure to follow that procedure. It is critically important in this virtual environment. You will also have means to communicate any issues with your teachers via Canvas. Mrs. Karen Arnold has covered a lot of this with some of you and some of the sessions that she's done. There's some other sessions she's doing around 12:30 today. So if you have questions or anything about communication, be sure to ask. Make sure you're communicating with your teachers as well if you're going to be out. And if Canvas is not working, you still have your school email. And if your school email is not working, always pick up the phone. There's always a way to reach us. Let us know so we can best support you. Just want to share with you something that I pulled back from when I was in the classroom teaching. I taught social studies and English for a number of years before I became an administrator. And one of the 4 policies that I used, I tried to keep, I didn't like a whole lot of rules, but I tried to keep things real simple. And I thought these would really apply to us as far as the virtual environment that we are now in. Be prompt. It means be on time. Make sure you log in, know when your classes start. Try to log in a little bit ahead if you can. Make sure that you're just up to speed and ready to go. Being prepared in the virtual world. Number 1, make sure your Chromebook is charged, that you got a charger. Make sure that it's operating. And if there's something going on, please use the family help desk to let our tech team know so that we can provide you tech support to make sure that you're up and running. If you also have tech issues, please reach out to any of your deans or APs. As you know, over the course of the closure, many of us delivered Chromebooks to folks who needed them, and we'll continue to do so to support you. Be productive. Use this time wisely. Make sure you're engaged with the activities that your teachers set for you. If it's independent assignments, if it's breaking out in work groups, if it's watching videos, make sure you are handling that. I'm not going to go in detail with that stuff. Mrs. Richardson will cover some of the elements of engagement when she comes up. And this last one about being polite, you might laugh at that, but in the virtual sense, this simply means following the guidelines for etiquette, making sure that we're being responsible online citizens. Make sure that you're not, when you're engaged, if you can, don't use your avatar, have your face on the screen, and try to avoid video games and music and stay focused and stay on time. Stay on time with what's going on in your classrooms. With that, I am going to transition you now to Mrs. Jackie Richardson, our new associate principal.
Hello. All right, juniors. Woo, woo, class of 2022. Okay, in the house. All right, super excited to be here in front of you today. So last year I was teaching art, visual arts, and working on admin, as many of you may know. And so this year I moved into an administrative position, and so I'm the associate principal for 10th grade and for curriculum and instruction. And I'm honored to do this work and incredibly grateful that I get this opportunity to work with you, your caregivers, our community here at Ithaca High School, and I really look forward to getting to know all of the folks that I don't know and for giving air hugs to all the people that I do know. I look forward to supporting you in any way that I can. Please know that my door is open virtually and literally. And I look forward again to working with all of you. So let's move right through. So one thing about this year that is going to be super important for you as juniors is that you have got to get involved if you haven't already. It is time for you to get involved. Join a club, yearbook. There's so many clubs that are amazing out there, and I know that yearbook definitely needs some. It's going to be challenging because of the whole virtual and sending in pictures. So make sure that you're sending in photos once we start calling for yearbook submissions. But this is your education, right? And your opportunity to create the kind of community that you want and the opportunity to make a positive change. We've heard a lot in the news, in the world around us. There's a lot of difficult, challenging stuff for a lot of people out there. And we want you to know that we support you, and we also want to encourage you to think about how you can contribute to making a change. And one of those ways, for sure, is for us to hear your voice. Your voice matters. We want to hear what you have to say, and we want to create a kind of community here, the kind of family at Ithaca High School where every student feels like they belong. Very quickly, we often perceive people without knowing their personal struggles and their experiences. Something that I would always tell my class at the beginning of the year and remind as we move through. And I just want to remind you that we don't always see other people's struggles. And we need to be mindful of that as we move through our lives. It's something that we always need to keep in the back of our mind. And we also have to work to understand our own thinking, our own perceptions of people, our own biases, so that we can begin to have more positive experiences here at Ithaca High School and in our larger community. All right, I'm going to quickly talk about synchronous and asynchronous learning. Your teachers are going to, for sure, tell you what that looks like in their class. All right, but some basics. When we think about synchronous learning, I want you to think of it as it is taking place in real time. Online, live, instant messaging might be one way, webinars, that kind of thing, where you can directly, in the minute, in the moment, access your teacher, all right, and your peers. Your teacher might have you actually hop off and do a task independently or in a small group and then come back on. But the whole point is that it's live. It's interactive in that minute and that moment. Asynchronous learning, excuse me, think of it more as independent learning, okay? It's more of like a learner-centered, meaning that you are kind of moving through at your own pace independently. All right, this can be done through email, looking at and learning through pre-recorded videos, however your teacher wants to create asynchronous learning. But just remember that that is when you are doing more independent work and are not part of a live class at that time. Okay, quick expectations. I'm not going to go through and read all of these to you. But I will say engagement is so important, and it's really in your hands. If you are, looking at your phone and texting on the side and or playing video games when you should be paying attention, your junior year is so incredibly important. So it's super important to engage. I mean, all the years are important, but junior year, as you know, is critical. All right, we want you to participate, get involved, join clubs, communicate, participate in your class, and communicate to your teacher if you don't understand. Keeping those cameras on if possible. We're going to encourage that just so that it feels more like a classroom. There's better engagement. It's really tough on the teacher and on the student, and if you're just looking at like little icons and or initials. All right. If possible, try to find that quiet space for you, if possible, within your learning environment. A quiet space and headphones, whatever is necessary to kind of block out everything that's going around you. Just remember, tech issues are going to happen. They happen all the time. Are in, you're in, all the ends. They happen. So be patient and understand that that's part of the virtual learning that we're now doing. All right. I will say this. The last one, it says, excuse, I meant to say, excuse me. You know, you don't need to say, to interrupt instruction or to ask your teacher to use the restroom on the virtual side. Like, you don't need to do that. Just handle your biology. If you're hungry, go grab a snack. Come right back. The most important thing is that you are engaged and you're not missing vital instruction. But if you are starting to get hunger pains, handle that. All right? Try to stay focused and minimize chat communication. Keep it focused to the learning task, all right? And of course, your teachers are really excited. They've been working really hard to bring virtual learning. So give your teachers the benefit of the doubt and be patient with them. Help out where you can. And we look forward to this year with you and building a wonderful community here. And I look forward to meeting each and every single one of you. Thank you.
With that, we transition to Mrs. Hardesty. Got to unmute.
Can you, there we go. It wouldn't let me, there's technical difficulties right there. Good morning, all. It's great to see all your smiling faces and have for your virtual experience. Many of you know me, my 11th and 12th grade, and I did in G1 with I'm all 13, and you so I'm just going to be one is saying that my cell phone number was looking at the chat. And talking to your teacher, right? Your teacher, those who know me know that I was first going to say is to be spoken to your teacher about this. And if you have not, I'm willing to work with you and speak with you or on your behalf. It's going to be an interesting year. We never started this way before. Here we are. I hope to see you in actual. I understand that my volume is breaking up. There's not much I can do about it. It's my speaker's not working on my computer. So that's what I'll say. My motto is lean on me and lean on your dean, and we are here to support you. Since my audio is so poor, I will sign off and hand it back over to Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you. You came through clear at the end. Next, we're going to have Mrs. Karen Arnold.
Jackie's breaking up.
Hello, everyone. Junior class. Nice to see all of you and have you all here. I'm here in the role of Director of Student Activities. And you all, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to go ahead and we need to get some class officers. So elections didn't happen in the spring, so we need to hold them very soon. Instead of having the 100 signatures and for your nominations, I'm going to be sending you a Google form for nominations. You are going to nominate up to 5 names for each position. I will then contact people to see if they're interested in those positions, and then we'll go on to the campaign statements. So that'll be coming. You can also nominate yourself. So that's the first order of business. And you should hear about clubs pretty shortly. We will be holding clubs. They will be held virtually. Not all clubs will be held this year, so we'll get you a list out of what they are. We also may have some new clubs. So be on the lookout for that information. They'll be coming in the next week or so. Please get your nominations in. The deadline is midnight on Friday, so that next week we can start with the campaign statements. Thanks, everybody, and welcome back to your junior year.
Thank you, Mrs. Arnold. And last, we have our beloved Mrs. Eva Collier from Student Services.
Hey, everyone. Hope you all are having a great morning. We certainly are in our respective places. I am the school counselor for S through Z, and that was a little change from last year. I don't know if you caught that email sometime I want to say July, when we sent out that the caseloads changed just a little bit. So anyone with the beginning of the S's picked you up. Hey guys. And everybody else, I know that you have awesome counselors as well. So your school counselors right now are fielding lots of questions about schedules. So we encourage those questions, so keep them coming, but please be patient with the answer, because we got a lot of them. And we are here for you for pretty much anything, any questions that you have. We are happy to help you work towards those answers on your own, but also if we have the answers, we can definitely help you with those too. Junior year is research year. So you're all, if you're thinking about college or whatever it is that you're thinking about for your next step after high school, this is the time you're starting to do that research. So please, if you don't have your Naviance login information, let us know. Give us a week, but let us know, and that will be a really great tool for you know, getting into that college research. It'll definitely be an interesting year. Everything is a little bit unique, and we're all kind of navigating this situation at the same time. So we are here for you to learn how to use Canvas, how to access your teachers remotely, and everything else. Also, I just want to throw out there, I noticed, at least for me, you know, go on Zooms and Google Meets and all that, it is more challenging than in person to stay focused, and the stress levels mount a lot quicker. So if you're noticing that happening, you know, check in with yourself, check in with your school counselor if you feel like you need somebody to talk to. We can definitely talk you through all of that. We're available via phone, via email. We can set up an individual meet, so just the two of us can be talking. All of that, we're here for you, and we'll get through this school year together. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Mrs. Collier. So with that, we're going to wrap up your junior orientation. Please follow the orientation schedule that was emailed to you all. If I remember correctly, shortly you'll be transitioning to lunch, and I believe around 12:30, Mrs. Karen Arnold will have some additional Canvas sessions to support students. And around 2 o'clock, you're going to be checking in for shortened classes with your teachers. It'll be your first 4 blocks or classes. As you know, we've shifted to an A, B, C, D block schedule. Again, reach out to any of us for support. You know how to get in touch with us. Call us, email us. Many of you have our cell numbers. Text us if you need. You have questions. Remember, the question that is silly is the question that you do not ask. So happy to be back in the school year, and I'm looking forward to the time when we all can get back in person and get back to a state of a new normal. With that, we're going to end, and we will always be IHS strong. We love you, and take care.